welcome back to my Project 13. I am all bundled up. It is cold out in my man cave, my garage, because it's only half insulated. So when it's cold outdoors, it's cold in here. When it's hot outdoors, it is hot in here, man. You are sweating. But I love doing my videos here for the channel. So yeah, whether it's hot or cold, it's not going to stop me from doing what I love doing. We are expected to have a second snowstorm, possibly some ice this afternoon. Should last a little longer than last week's snowstorm and ice storm. So second one of the year, going into 2017. I think this is going to be on and off, and I love the snow. I'm a kid in the snow. Yeah, so it doesn't matter to me. I got cables, throw them in the car, I can drive to work. It's all cool. But, you know, if you're having snowstorms or ice storms out there, be safe. Be safe. Respect the roads, respect other people on the roads. But you know what? That's not what this video is about. It's about some devices I have right here and some devices that I had earlier in the year, because what I want from you is your thoughts on what the best device of the year is. Okay, and it doesn't have to be a flagship. It can be a mid-range flagship. It could be a $50 device, a $100. What, in your mind, in your thoughts, is the best device of the year? Because we're going to see these devices completely different. Right now, the big boys are doing a lot of these videos, and it's almost as, you know, when you go into watching these videos, you can predict what they're going to say at the end of the video. Okay, it's either an iPhone 7, 7 Plus, or it's the Google Pixel that are going to win these top 5 devices, and usually it's going to be one of those 2 devices that I just said that's going to be the #1 device of the year. Okay, I've not had a Google Pixel device. It is a phenomenal device. I've got to play with it a few different times in store. Actually ran some tests on that device in store. Didn't pay a lot of attention to an iPhone device because I'm just not there still. Okay, I'm not. But the Google Pixel, you know, as far as, you know, I played with the XL. It's a phenomenal device. It's a very, very powerful device. Now, again, I've not had that device for longer than each time that I've been at Best Buy, for maybe 10, 15, 20 minutes. But I did that quite a few times because each time I was going in to buy it, and I never did. So, but I picked up a lot of other devices, and some of them I don't even have anymore. Earlier in the year, the LG G5, the Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge, the Honor 5X, the Blue R1 HD, which was a phenomenal little device by Blue that was pretty much stock Android. Everything about it was just stock. Crazy. They would just make more devices like that, right? The Honor 5X, once it got the update, man, it became pretty flawless. But ended up getting rid of that device and getting rid of the Blue R1 HD. And recently, still have a case for it though, the ZTE Z Max Pro. $99 device that is a phenomenal device. It was Metro PCS unlocked for T-Mobile, and it worked awesome with T-Mobile. Now, I kept the case. When I do sell devices, I usually send all the accessories out with that device, except I will keep a case because I never know if I'm going to bring in that device again. T-Mobile now has the ZTE Z Max Pro, so you could see that again sometime next year. Yeah, I'm going to miss it for right now. This video is not to cover the Nexus 6 over here. The lighting may be a little off. My Christmas wish list does have lights for the channel, so we'll see if I get that. That'll be sweet to have this all lit up. I have the Huawei Nexus 6P shooting this video, so that's not what this video is about. It's more about what I had earlier in the year and what I have right here. The latest device, the OnePlus 3T. I got the Echo Pro 3 right here, the ZTE Axon 7, the Moto Z Play, the Samsung Galaxy J7, and the Sony Xperia XA Ultra. And again, I know that it's hard for you to see all these devices, okay? But they're right there. And looking at all of them, I am just so blessed to have that many devices. And 1 or 2 of these are going to probably have to be sold too as well. So that's kind of where this channel is right now with the little bit of money that I make. Some of them have to go bye-bye. My Nexus devices aren't going bye-bye. They're never going to go bye-bye. Okay? They're staying with me. So, you know, picking a device to be #1, you know, you can go by categories, but you have to think about what you do on a device. I could pick the ZTE Axon 7, for an example. And I could say, because I'm so into media and I love my music, I love watching movies, that this 1440 by 2560 5.5 inch display here gives me everything I need when I'm watching movies or YouTube videos. And these front-facing speakers are just crazy killer. That right now, even though there are other devices with really great speakers, this device has to have the best speakers right now. Okay, so because it meets my needs in those areas, I can say that's the number one device, even though that's not what I'm saying. But you're thinking, well, I'm a gamer, or I'm just a social media person, and this is what I like about this device. So we're all going to have our all the variables that go into choosing why a device is for us and why we feel that that device is number one. Now, I didn't have my hands on. I played with the iPhone 7 Plus a little bit, but again, I'm just not there with that with any iPhones right now. I just can't get over into that circle yet. I just can't. Okay, and be nice about that. Don't knock me for that. But it's just not where I'm at yet. But I know I didn't have the LG V20, which I've watched a lot of reviews on, which was a really good device. I think it's kind of underrated, and I think they made a lot of that device, but it's turning out to be, from what I'm seeing, a pretty decent device. Not the best, but a pretty decent device. And again, not having a Google Pixel device. So there's devices that I didn't get my hands on as far as for a lengthy period of time here in my pocket, in my hands to review, but I do a lot of homework and I watch a lot of videos and I talk to a lot of other YouTubers who have these devices, and I soak in that information, man. I eat it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And still, I wouldn't say those were the best devices. You know, I could go back to earlier this year with the Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge and say that may be, to me, for what I had in hand for a lengthy period of time before I sold it, may be the number one device of the year for me, even above these devices. But I have to be very careful, you know, when I'm choosing why that would be. You know, it does have wireless charging. It does have fast charge. It is a waterproof device, so you cannot just splash it. You can soak it, and it's got a lot of other goodies. The Qualcomm Snapdragon 821, and if I'm correct, geez, I can't even remember if it was 820 or 821. Does it matter? Because you really, again, you can't even tell the difference. But the thing is, at the time, it had the latest and greatest, and at this point in the game, that device is still a phenomenal device and a device to be reckoned with. The Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge or the regular S7. Okay, so thing is, after that, having the LG G5, I wasn't that impressed. It is a beautiful device underneath the hood. It was a phenomenal device, phenomenal cameras. To me, the aesthetic part of the device wasn't fully there as far as the modularity. It just didn't quite do it for me. The IPS display on that device wasn't up to par. It had some screen bleeding twice, two different devices. So, you know, I had high hopes, and for me personally, it went out the window. Does that mean that everybody ended up with a device like that? No. A lot of you ended up with really great LG G5s in hand that didn't have any issues with the body of the device or the display. And everything else about that device was phenomenal. So, again, that was just my experience, and it just threw me off personally. So, again, I don't want to go into knocking anybody who has a device, who that device is working for. Excellent, you know, as far as 100%. Awesome, great. For me, it was just a bad experience. But, you know, it's really hard to rate what device, whether it's the La Echo La Pro 3 with a very unique UI, but yet with the latest specs. You got a Qualcomm Snapdragon 821 in here, man. This thing is just a phenomenal beast. It's a beast. Lacks in the camera area a little bit. Yeah, I mean, when you look back at the S7 Edge and the LG G5, man, the cameras on those devices are phenomenal. Phenomenal. And that's why you have to think, what am I putting in that number one spot? But this is a unique device in its own right. The Samsung Galaxy J7, another device that is very unique for the price point at $250. It's the rebirth of a Note 2, and it's just my daily driver when it comes to shooting my videos, even though I'm using the Huawei Nexus 6P right now because I have to have this down here because I got that device this year. So it has to be in the conversation. But the Lacula Pro 3 for $299 is just, no matter whatever it lacks in certain areas, it makes up for in a lot of other areas, and especially that price point of $299. The ZTX on 7. I mean, the front-facing speakers, the camera is very nice. It's not the best, but it's really, really good. Sexy-looking device. The Moto Z Play. Battery King device. Battery King Super AMOLED 1080p, which looks like a 1440 by 2560 display. It really does. I mean, it is gorgeous. It's beautiful. Sexy. Very aesthetically sexy. Modularity done right. Going forward, wow, what we got to look forward to. Amazing. Battery King. Does that make it number one? Does these speakers on the ZTX on 7 make it number one? Does the Echo with the latest specs and how phenomenally smooth, feathery, silky it is, and sexy it is, with the latest specs? Okay? Not the UI, I understand that. I understand that. But at $299, does that make it number one, that price point for what you get? This is just a phenomenal device. J7, just unique for what it is. I mean, it lacks obviously in the speaker. It you know, I mean, it doesn't have everything that you would love on even a mid-range or mid-range flagship, but it's right below that. But I mean, there's areas on here. This AMOLED display at 720p is just gorgeous, and it shoots great video and takes beautiful pictures. For 250 smacks, yes, it falls into its own category. Yeah, it's not going to be number one. The Sony Xperia XA Ultra. Okay, let's not talk about the battery. Make sure you carry a battery pack. Make sure you charge it once or twice. Nah, not twice. At least once a day to get through the day. Okay? I've always said that. In fact, I just got some feedback from a guy that said everything about this device, it's not the most beautiful. I love the square look. I love the front look of the device. You got optical image stabilization on the front. I don't know why they don't have it on the back, but they have it on the front. And it's not very sexy back here. It looks sexy on the front. I love the edge-to-edge display. Look at that. Edge-to-edge. But the camera shoots awesome video, takes great pictures. The IPS 6-inch display is gorgeous. It's got one speaker here that's super, super loud and sounds great. Does that make it number one? No, but it's unique. So what makes a device number one to you? What makes a device stand out among all the devices that have been out this year? Again, there's the iPhone 7 Plus, there's the Google Pixel device, the LG V20 that I have not had in hand. There's other devices, the Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge that I sold, the LG G5 that I finally returned because I had enough of it in my own experience, the Blue R1 HD, which was a phenomenal little device for the price point. I think it was under 150 I bought it for, and it was just a really nice pure stock Android little device. Blue surprised me with that device. The Honor 5X, that once it got that software update, it was awesome. And then all these devices. The OnePlus 3T. The latest in my smartphone catalog. Really good camera. Really good video. Beautiful device. Beautiful display at 1080p. Gorgeous. Smooth, fast. The latest chipset, 821, for $439. 16 megapixel camera on the front, a 3400 milliamp battery. Now, it's not Battery King, it's not the Moto Z Play, but it's a very good battery. No issues with call quality messaging. No. It is a very solid device. I know, I just got it in the way of the light, right? But for my very first OnePlus device, very impressed, very honored to have it. I was super stoked to have had the finances to bring it in. But my introduction to OnePlus has been incredible. I've had a lot of devices, and it's hard to choose what number one is. But if I had to, for everything one device could give me, I don't know. You know, how would I rank these devices? Would I have to start off with the Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge? I may have to start right there being the number one device. I may. It's hard to give a solid answer. It's hard to do a top 5 because I may do a top 5 and then I may want to change them around a little bit. But because they all have something different to offer, and you are different than I am, and what we do with these devices every day as daily drivers. At the end of the day, when you come up with your decision, it's going to be a decision for you, yourself, and not for anybody else. So for these other channels who are picking the 7 Plus, the iPhone 7 Plus, or the Google Pixel, that's not true for everyone. It's not. Some of you are going, what? When you're watching those videos, you're going, no way, man, the ZTX on 7 is number one. And some of you are going, no way, man, the OnePlus 3T is number one. And some of you are going, no way, man, the Moto Z. And on and on and on. That's why I'm asking you, what do you think, or in your own mind, what do you know is the number one device from $0 to $1,000 this year in 2016? Which one is going to stand out? Not because everybody else is saying it, but because what you're choosing and what you really know you like, you love, you had, or you've done a lot of research on, and you just know that that's got to be it. I leave you with a lot. I just wanted to talk and go over all of that. I'm gonna be getting ready for the storm. Got some chores to do. Yeah, let's talk about this. Let's have a conversation. If this is your first time coming on by my Project 13, check out this video and other videos. Hit that subscribe button right down there. Leave some feedback. Become a part of the team. Join the journey. I'm excited for 2017. I'm going into my 3rd official year with YouTube here in this channel, and all of you, and you have been amazing. Amazing. Truly blessed I am. Truly blessed I am. Okay, I'm out. Have a great day and be safe, especially if you're going to have weather like we are going to get. I'm out. God bless. Wait, I'm back.